Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Hello. Welcome to the BAM Sports Show. I didn't get to play the cool video that Rick worked so hard on. I didn't realize that it just cuts right to this. Anyways, I'm by myself. I'm your host tonight, Ryan. And the boys are all busy. Rick's got his buddy in town. Blake's on an airplane. Moneybags is doing Moneybags thing. And I think Danny is having sex with a robot. I don't know. We're here. We're gonna talk some sports. It's probably going to be a little more low key show. Definitely going to be a shorter show because it's not football season, and my team in baseball is doing poorly. Big news of the week. Knew it was going to happen eventually. Hold on, let me. Ooh, some good DPZ right there. Biggest news, two of the big news stories of the week are things that we don't generally talk about on this show. Golf and football, soccer. We'll start with golf. The inevitable happened. Live and the PGA back together. It's all one whole. A lot of pissed off PGA guys who were loyal to the PGA. They have a equity program that they're going to be joining in now. I don't know if the details of that are out. Golfers who remain loyal to the PGA Tour would receive equity shares through a yet-to-be-determined formula and the new for-profit enterprise formed this week between the PGA Tour, the DP World Tour, and PIP, whatever that is. I don't know what PIP is. Jay Monahan, of course, got to get his little fingers and everything. He's got oversight over Live Golf now, giving him the authority to determine if the breakaway circuit, as they say on ESPN.com, will continue beyond the rest of this season. If Live folds, a committee that includes current PGA Tour members and administrators would determine potential punishment for players who left for it but want to apply for reinstatement to the PGA Tour. So it sounds like they're still their own thing currently. They're still their own thing. They've got their own events, but they can participate in the PGA stuff, the championships, the majors, as we've already seen. It's dependent on what this equity it surprises me that they don't have anything out for the equity program yet, because it's been a few days now. Over $2 billion invested in the league to start it up. You know, Bryson DeChambeau got $125 million to go there. Brooks got a ton of money. Dustin got a ton of money. Phil got a ton of money. Very talented. Brooks just won the PGA Championship as a Live player, which I think probably helped spur this along. Be interesting to see how this plays out after this year. I like the idea of Live. I hate the idea of them being owned by a murderous regime like Saudi Arabia with their blood money. But it's still golf. It's still fun to watch on Sundays. Interesting to see. The other big money news in the world of soccer, let me pull this up. So I want to get the numbers right. Messi. Oh, come on. It's because I have nobody talking to me. Messi turned down $1.6 billion. Billion with a B, the babillion, to skip out on the Saudi Arabia team. Again, they got all this money. They got to spend it somehow, I guess, uh, to join Miami. So he's coming to America. MLS guy now. The contract is, here we go. So he turned down $1.6 billion. Now, again, I don't know all the other details along with it. I just know the money on that. His Miami contract is weird. He was making a reported 45 million per year net in Paris, and the MLS has strict salary cap and roster rules. So he's not going to be able to make that much money. The Miami Herald reported that it would be a complicated deal valued between 125 million and 150 million over the length of a contract, which estimates to be 2.5 years, with an option for 2026. Monetary wise, that's a big gulf. He could have signed this contract 15 times and made what he made. But, always a but, the bonuses are pretty wild on this. Include a salary. He's got bonuses, but he's also got equity in the team now. He's also both Apple, who's the MLS broadcast partner, and Adidas. I mean, soccer and Adidas, that's like peanut butter and jelly, are offering profit sharing agreements on merchandising and subscriptions. So he's going to get a percentage of every new subscription to Apple TV. I think it's just in general, he's going to get a percentage of that profit from new subscribers. Because you got to think there's probably a lot more people now that are going to be signing up for Apple TV. You know, watch one of the greatest of all time. Now he's in Miami. Now he's in the MLS. This pushes the MLS out in the spotlight a little further, which is a great thing for American sports. But and then on merchandising sales, he's going to get some sort of profit agreement. I'd be interesting to see after this 2.5 years. I wonder how long that profit sharing goes on. Is it the length of the contract, or is it in perpetuity? Is it 10 years? Who knows? I haven't seen that information come out yet. So I'm very, very interested to see what happens at the end of this contract, like how much value he's provided to the MLS in general, but also how much money he makes or how much potential value does he capture versus that $1.6 billion. I got to imagine that it's going to be less. I mean, he's got ownership stake in an MLS team, but MLS isn't really a major sport. In America right now. I'm sure it will be. Baseball keeps trying to dig its own grave, but we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely a global game. I think it adds a little weight now to have one of the greatest of all time players. Yeah, for sure, Shannon. If it was an in perpetuity deal, yeah, you don't even look at the Saudis, and you know you just chill. You can go buy an island. I'm sure Epstein's Island's available still. It's out there. Rich people like that island, apparently. He is making his debut July 21st, is what they believe. Later in July is what they said. Um, I will. I'll be interested. I'll watch a little bit. I like Messi. He's fun to watch. He's 35 years old, which I feel like is probably on the later end of his career. Um, yeah, I'm just reading a little more in there and see if anything pops up. Um, so Beckham is one of the three people listed as a co-owner of the MLS franchise Inter Miami CF. There's a couple of billionaire businessmen's, and now Messi has a partnership or part ownership of that. Which, speaking of that, I would like to see more players try to work those things into their deal. It'd be neat to see, you know. The Packers. I don't know if they have rules. Keith isn't here to talk about his terrible team, but I don't know if do they have rules? Do the Packers have rules against players taking ownership? Look that up. Packers uh, ownership. Let's see. I'm wondering who actually. Uh, Team president Mark Murphy is the majority owner of the Packers. But can players buy stakes? Green Bay Packers. There we go. It doesn't say. I'll have to ask Keith about that next time he's on. Hopefully next week. Hopefully next week we're all back whole, back together again. Interesting times. The live and PGA thing was the most surprising thing to me. Um, did not actually see that coming. I thought there was a lot of bad blood there, and they're working it out. I don't know why, but they're doing it. We've got hockey. We've got basketball playoffs going on. Currently in the NHL, 2-1 Vegas right now. Panthers trying to make it a series. You know, it really does look like that Cinderella story is going to end. I think the Vegas team is the better team, obviously. Apparently, there's a spider person in the new Spider-Verse movie. Maybe I'll go see that after this. Maybe this will just be a real short show, and I'll go watch Spider-Verse tonight. Still need to see Guardians. I don't. I don't think that. I don't think this goes to 7. I don't think that the Panthers are really going to. I think it ends up being like maybe a 4-2 series. I'm very happy to be proven wrong. I would love to see the Panthers win just because of the chaos that they caused. Always love a good Cinderella story in sports in general. Basketball, it really does not look like the Heat or I don't think the Heat are even going to make it to a game 6. Nuggets are currently winning at the end of the third 86-73 in Miami. They're just a better team. They just look better. They're playing better, bigger, faster. I love Jimmy Butler, but he's not. I don't think he's a one. I mean, he's not going to be your superstar. I think he's very good. Absolutely love watching him play. I've loved since the Bulls had him. I never thought that they should have gotten rid of him. I understand why they did, but I think this one's probably Nuggets are going to take a 3-1 lead tonight, and then I think after that it's over. I don't see it making it past the next game unless the Heat make it interesting in the fourth quarter and they come back. But I don't think that's happening. Right after basketball ends, though, Thursday, June 22nd, is the NBA draft. Got some mocks coming in on that. I don't really know many of the young guys. I know Victor Wembanyama, I think is how you say his name. Let's see. Wembanyama from France. Everybody's got him as the number 1 overall player. There's a guy, his name is Scoot Henderson, which is fun. But there's also a Dick in this draft. He's ranked 10th currently. Always fun. Just a blast to see. Be good to see some Illinois players on there. Number 2 player on this ranking of best available. Thank God Blake's not here tonight. It was an Alabama player, Brandon Miller. Interesting to see. I know the Bulls have where are they at? They don't have a pick. They don't? That's not possible. Their logo must be goofed on here. NBA draft order. All right, yeah. Chicago had number 11, and they had to give that up. I forgot. It's part of the Vuk deal. The Bulls smartly don't have a pick. They don't have a pick at all. They had 56 and they forfeited it. Philadelphia then got it. They forfeit. And then Memphis. So it's the 56th pick is officially Memphis. I cannot believe me being a big, I'm real big into Devi, not so much Devi, but like dynasty, young kids, rookies coming in. I like to see the next batch of kids come through. And the draft is always baseball draft, basketball, hockey. We know The Hawks are getting bedard, or they should. Hasn't been done yet, but um, I just can't believe you would want to not have a draft pick. And it's only 2 rounds in basketball. But man, that's crazy to me. No picks. The Dolphins had 4 picks, and that was like the least amount of picks in the NFL draft. No picks. When is the MLB draft? July 9th. Jim Bowden had a new ranking come out. Surprisingly, I can read it. Dylan Cruz is your number 1 overall draft pick. Best position player in this draft. Pirates are probably going to get him, which, woo! With what the Reds are doing now and the Pirates being over the Cubs now, I'd love to see them get a 21-year-old plus power outfielder. Just love to see it. He's a little bit on the short side. He's a little light. He's 6'2", 208". He's an outfielder. I'm assuming he probably sticks, somewhere left field or something. His grades they do scouting grades on an 80 scale. 65 hit, 60 power, 60 run, 55 arm, and 55 fielding, which is just that's a hell of a player to have those kind of numbers attributed to him before the draft, before he's even in the draft. I'm gonna look here. So I'll go with Jackson Chourio because he's currently still in the minors. Jordan Walker is right now the current number 1 overall guy, but Jackson Chourio is 5'11", 165. His grades are 55 hit, 60 power, but 70 run, which means he's fast. I think Dylan Cruz probably slots in. I could see him right after the draft cracking like top 20, top 10. I don't know how often they do that. Because there's a lot of prospecting in baseball is crazy around this time of year. And it's, look at the Mark Appel story right there. That tells you everything you need to know. He was a perfect prospect coming out of college. Perfect pitching prospect coming out of college, and he really didn't do anything. Injuries derailed him, and then he just couldn't get people out. And it's a story as old as time. The top pitcher, so the top hitter and the top pitcher in this draft class are both coming out of LSU. We've got the College World Series coming up. The College World Series softball just ended. I'll talk about that in a second because there's some crazy stats. But the bracket is out for the College World Series. Regional started last weekend. Super regionals are this weekend. Where is my bracket? There we go. So who we've got left? We've got Wake Forest versus Alabama, Stanford versus Texas, LSU versus Kentucky, Tennessee versus Mississippi. Yep. Indiana State and TCU. Oral Roberts, which is a surprise there. And Oregon, Virginia, and Duke. Florida, and South Carolina. I would think that Wake Forest is currently the betting favorite to win. They're the 1 seed going up against a 16 seed. Be interesting to watch. Let's see our baseball rankings. So right now, Wake Forest is your number 1 team in the country, 47-10. LSU, even with the best pitching and hitting prospect in the draft, are currently ranked 7th, 43-15. And that's out of the D1Baseball.com top 25. By RPI, Wake Forest is 1 and LSU is 4, which is, I think, probably how they get better rankings or better seating in this as they go by RPI. So that's going on right now. See, like literally right now, I'm trying to see who's Duke versus Virginia. Duke won 5-4 over Virginia. Man, this is really poorly done on the NCAA website. TCU beat Indiana State 4-1. Be an interesting watch. My boys in Illinois, they didn't make it. Always a stinker. But you had a really good baseball program for a couple of years, and I think they're just needing. I think they just are a young team. But the College World Series, Women's College World Series, just ended last night. Oklahoma softball is your Women's College World Series champion. On top of the world, they say. Oklahoma is currently the softball juggernaut. They have gone. They've won 53 games in a row. 53 in a row wins. Their 3-year, you go by 3 years. You got your sophomore, junior, seniors. So you track that group. Their 3-year record. And see, this is where I wish I had somebody here with me because I could ask them, hey, what do you think their record was? How many losses do you think they had? I'll tell you, I can count their losses on 2 hands. 8. They've only lost 8 games in 3 years. 176-8. Crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. 109 days since they've been beaten in a softball game. It was a good game. There's some really fantastic catches. Let me see if I can find the videos for these. Yeah, I don't want to watch an 8-minute one. A couple of robbed home runs, and it's hard to see which one was better. Hard to pick one of those. Women's College World Series. Kaylee Mudge and Jada Coleman. Here we go. Oh, that's the wrong thing here. Let me switch this. There we go. Now we're back. All right.
And so for the second time tonight, they bring the winning run to the plate. And
Just an
referee
insane
with the
robbery.
grab to steal the home run ball. Excuse me, Mudge. What a play by Kaylee
Let's
Mudge.
go.
This
Let's
was the
go.
game.
Look at
Look at
this.
her get up and take this back. I mean, just in shock here. This place went nuts. They thought it went over
Insane
the fence, and
catch.
Kaylee Mudge says
it was a Florida State. It wasn't Oklahoma. That was a hell of a snag. I'm trying to find, let's see, the Jada. I think her name is Jada Coleman. Yep.
in the women's college
There we go. And we'll do this.
World Series. Kaylee Harding, deep center field. Back goes Coleman to the wall, and she's got
Perfect
it.
timing. Well, that was in Oklahoma.
The second rob job of the Champ Series for these two outfields. Jada Coleman is so athletic. And you always
hope they
see
show
the
the
shot of her catching it and bringing it in.
there it
How
is.
about the distance she had to cover to even get there? She's running full speed, jumps up to grab this.
So to me, that's the better
in.
of the two plays, but they were both fantastic. And that's
from yesterday. Kaylee Mudge did this to Oklahoma.
just always love a good defensive play. Always love a good home run robbery, and that was great. It was great. It was a fun watch. So we've got men's coming up this week, going on right now. Finals next weekend. I guess we can talk baseball now. We're already talking baseball. Let's see if anybody's got a MLB mock draft we can talk about. Bleacher Report has a mock here. Let me share this tab. So they've got, as you would think, Dylan Cruz, Skeens going, 1-2. The ones I'm interested in. All right, your first high school kid goes number 4. It's Walker Jenkins, 6'3", 210 at 18. He's 18 and he's got a 60 grade hit tool already. So I think he'll be. I disagree with this. And the only reason I disagree with it is, like they say here, not quite as toolsy as Max Clark. And I think that I would rather have Clark. The hit tool and the plus power is really nice from a high schooler. But I think that you can get bigger and stronger. You can work on your timing. You can become a much better. You can't teach size. So he's a bigger player, but I like Max Clark's game from the very small amount of video that I've watched on him. He's a 4-tool player right now. They think he can hit with enough power to eventually become a 5-tool contributor. It's a great picture of Chase Dollander. Where are my Cubbies. All right. Cubs are sitting at 13 this year. Getting a high schooler from Jesuit in Oregon. Right-hander Noble Meyer. He's the consensus top pitching prospect, top prep pitching prospect. So high schooler in the class, 6'5", 185. He's got an upper 90s fastball already and a hard-biting slider. If it works out this way, I think Noble Meyer is probably gone a lot sooner than 13. But if he's by chance still there, I think that, like, as a Cubs fan, I am over the moon excited about that. I think that they need to just spend the next couple of drafts just keep developing pitching, keep drafting pitchers high. Did a lot of position players, and it worked out. We won a World Series with that strategy with Chris Bryant and Schwarber and Happ and Nico, Javi, Almora, kinda. I mean, he did do his part, but they've always been historically bad drafting pitching, and they've got this new pitching infrastructure now, and we've seen over the last year or so they have. I mean, Stroman he's third in the rankings for the NL Cy Young right now. He was always a good pitcher, but he's just like on another level right now, it feels like. But last year they developed a lot of really interesting relief pitchers. Almora has made, or not Almora, Alzolay has made the transition really well to the bullpen from a starter. It's allowed him to dial up some things. Steele, before he was hurt, was the top NL Cy Young candidate. I mean, it was very early, but it'll be interesting to see when he comes back. I hope he still has his same stuff. And we know that Cardinals fans as well, and they would be going after Hurston Waldrep, which is the most Cardinal name I think I've seen on this list. They always have some Hurston Waldrep. They always have some weird named Lars Nootbaar come up and just dominate out of nowhere. So he's the Gators ace. He's the Friday night guy. 8-3 with a 4.54. Sure, I don't know that doesn't project well for me, but so that's good for the Cardinals too. It'll be exciting to watch, though. I'm always super into the MLB draft. A lot of fun to watch. Any of the drafting stuff is. If it shakes out this way and the Cubs end up going after who I'd like them to, I would be very happy. Just going to cross our fingers. I'm just vamping tonight. I'm just talking. It's so weird just to talk by yourself. Nobody on. Nobody I can bounce my ideas off of. A damn shame. Let's end the night talking a little bit of football. Well, hold on. Hold your phone. I am very liberal. I'm Rhett Lauder from Wake Forest. I'll have to look up some. We got about a month, right? We have exactly a month. Shannon, are you a Cardinals fan too? I know your brother is. I'd imagine so. Rats like to hang out in the sewers together. Uh, Anthony Bass, DFA'd from the Blue Jays. Who's Anthony Bass? Well, he's an asshole. That's it. He's an asshole. He made a very uh, shitty anti LGBT post. And hey, now, I kid. We're the worst team in the league, I think. I think you guys are above us now. How have you felt about this season? Did you come into this season with high expectations? I know a lot of Cardinals fans did. And I know that a lot of them are fairly disappointed. Uh, I thought the Cubs were going to be so much more competitive. They haven't even looked in like half the games that they've played, haven't even looked competitive. And they've played 62 games now. Either last night was 62 or tonight is 62. So only 100 games left. Always sneaks up on you. Let's see if there's any fun football news. Dalvin Cook got released. He's so good. He's injury prone, but yeah, we'll see. I think the Dolphins are hungry to scoop him up. I know they need the help. DeAndre Hopkins has visited the Titans, and now he's in New England visiting the Patriots, which would be nuts. And it sounds like Frank Clark, the ex-Chiefs defensive end, is going to Denver. 1-year deal, up to $7.5 million, including a $5.5 million guaranteed base salary. 30 years old. I was really hoping the Bears would sniff at him, but move on. I'm wondering how the rest of this free agent market shakes out, because as a Bears fan, I'm a little worried. Rightfully so. We still need some defensive line help. I think we're good on wide receivers. I think any Bears fan that's banging the table to spend money on DeAndre Hopkins is silly. I think it's fine. I think he's a great wide receiver. I think that the funds are probably allocated better somewhere. Would I be mad if the Bears said, "Hey, we got something good cooking over here. Come on over." Would I be mad at that? No, not at all. But if the choice is to spend $10 million on him or $12 million on, what's his name? I can't think of the guy's name right now, but a defensive end, I'm going to pick the defensive end just because of sheer need. Hopkins would be pretty sweet on the Bears, though. Who'd be that? I think probably Claypool would end up being the odd man out there. Because I don't think there's such a connection with Mooney and Fields that I don't think you can just really, give that up. Bryce Young is officially elevated to QB1 for the Panthers. I think everybody knew that was going to happen. Typically, you don't draft a quarterback 1-1 and let him sit for a year, especially behind the closet of garbage that they have in the quarterback room right now. Aaron Rodgers had a full perfect attendance at the Jets OTAs. He said it was perfect. Great OTAs. Good for him, right? Um, man, I think he's going to have a hell of a year this year, and I'm glad that the Bears, he's out of the NFC North. Now that he's on the Jets, I can kind of like him a little more because I think he's an interesting guy. He's got some interesting things to say. He's also got some really shitty opinions, but let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any other transactions that happened this week that would be like crazy. Leonard Floyd to the Bills on a 1-year contract. Love Leonard Floyd. Always have. Was sad when the Bears didn't sign him. You know, he went on and kicked ass for the Rams, won a Super Bowl. Good for him. You know, if I thought about it, I probably could have just done a mock draft on this show tonight, too. That would have taken us. End it with a mock draft. Let me find a good mock draft simulator. And I'm going to, let's see. We'll do 2023, just regular season PPR, snake draft, 12 teams, and I'll randomize, and I'm picking sixth, which is just ideal. Get your standard 1 quarterback, 2 running back. You know what? I'm going to do two quarterbacks with it being a 12-team league. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex. Do we want a kicker? Yeah, fuck it. We'll do a kicker. Here we go. All right. Who do I want? Let's see. Mahomes, McCaffrey, Bijan went 3 overall, which is mind blowing to me. Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen. So it's a 2 QB. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at who is available. I've got Jalen Hurts. That's probably who I'm going to pick here. And I'm going to hope. I haven't really settled on a draft strategy for myself this year because I've only done rookies and I did one. I'm in the middle of one crazy startup, 8 teams, 70 rounds. I think we're on round 57 right now. I'm actually curious, right? I have to look that up and also check and see if it's my pick anyways. If the damn sleeper app will work. There we go. 70 rounds. We are in round 59. Almost done. We got 10 more. Running backs available in tier 1, Austin Eckler and Saquon. Both of them would be great. I'd like either of them. But I think that if I wait and pick up a quarterback in 2, there's a chance that I'm ending up in this area, especially with it being a 2 QB league. So I go Jalen Hurts. And we'll see. So now I'm going to go ahead and just get my 2 QBs out of the way. I'm going Justin Fields. I'm such a fucking homer. So 2 quarterbacks. Now I'm done. Now I can go after guys who I want. I'm going to go after I'm going to go after Derrick Henry. Why not? I like him still. He's getting older. I'm going to probably concentrate more early on trying to get as many running backs as I can because I think wide receiver is super deep. But let's see who's available right now in the wide receivers. Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, which is interesting to me. I think let's see, tight ends. Kittle. You know what? Fuck it. Let's grab George Kittle. Should we? I don't think so. I don't think that's the play here. I think what we end up doing is we go pick 4. Let's see who would be available. I'm gonna shore up. Tough choice here because you've got both guys that have injury concerns. But it falls off pretty hard here. I'll go Kenneth Walker because I got him last year and I was very happy with him. Now we're gonna roll through this. All right, this pick here. Now I'm gonna grab me. It did. It really did. I'm gonna get that double dip. I'm a homer. I'm going DJ Moore. Probably wasn't the best, choice here. Drake London being available is fantastic. Let's see who I've got still available. I got Kittle now, and we're in the 6th round, which is crazy fucking value. I'm gonna go Kittle. Get out of here. So now my team, I got Hurts, Fields, Henry, Walker, DJ Moore, George Kittle. I'm feeling pretty good about this team, to be very honest with you. Let's shore up some more of, well, no, we're going to go after a wide receiver here. Who are we going to go after is the question. I don't know if Geno Smith can capture what he did last year. I'm going to go Brandon. This is where I go, man, I wish I would have maybe picked the wide receiver a little earlier, but it's fine. Yeah, you know what? $78 overall. We'll go. We're gonna go Marquise Brown, just because he's clearly the number 1 there now. All right, pick 8, 91 overall. Now I get into my flexes. I don't want any part of him. I'd take Javonte Williams. Probably not right now, but Kyler Murray still available for a bench quarterback, which would be great. Because now I'm into this area where, you want really good flex players, but you can also take guys that you can potentially trade off down the road. Let's say Kyler Murray comes back and he just balls out. Let's say Bryce Young has a, rookie year from heaven. Well, now I got 3 quarterbacks in a 2 QB league. I'd trade one of them, I'm going to grab Javonte Williams here. Do we know if Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended? Is there suspension? He was indicted by a grand jury 3 months ago. Good George Pickens. Let's shore up some wide receivers. Guy I wanted went. Which is fine. That's fine. Do I be a homer again here? I do. So right now the toss-up is between Khalil Herbert and Kadarius Toney, because I love Kadarius Toney this year. He started having that connection with Mahomes. He's really looking good at the end of the year. Yeah, we need to. We need to get another running back. We got to go Khalil Herbert. Now we've got, so we just had at 10-3 and 10-5 our first defenses going. You're too late, Shannon. Oh well. So I've got to go wide receiver here. I'm gonna go with this rookie Quentin Johnston. Ooh, or do I go with? I got too many Bears. I'm gonna go Quentin Johnston here. Shannon, you'll have to get in on our listener league this year. The listener league that I won last year. All right, so let's look at my roster now. We got Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Derrick Henry, Kenny Walker, DJ Moore, Marquise Brown, Kittle, Pickens, Khalil Herbert, Quentin Johnston. We're building out a good team. We like the team we've got so far. I've got the option to get my homer, my triple dip. Really, I could run out Mooney and Moore and Fields. So I'm going to take a look though and see what quarterbacks are available here, because I do need a backup. Ooh. Dude, we'll change the rules and it'll be a kicker only league or kicker premium league. That's what we need. That would be interesting. Kicker premium. Mac Jones is who I'm going to go after here. He's the only one with like a guaranteed spot. Don't like it. There's a lot of talent left on the board there. But I needed to shore up quarterback. And I'll still end up probably going and getting Tyler Huntley if he's available at the end, because I don't think Lamar's spending a whole season on the field. I'm going to go Jamal Williams. I love Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams is one of my favorite human beings. He's just living as himself. It's beautiful. Ooh, what's a Pickens site? I haven't seen this before. There's only one tight end left in tier 2, David Njoku. Yeah, but I've got Kittle. Do I like him more than what I see out here wide receiver wise? Or running back wise? I actually kind of do. What defenses are out there? Uh, yeah, fuck it. I almost went with Njoku there as my backup tight end and trade bait. I couldn't do it. I'm real big into defenses. All right, so we're at pick 14. Let's see what wide receivers we've got here in tier 7. Chase Claypool, I think he's turned a corner, and I think he's going to be really good. I got Alec Pierce, Blake's guy. Wan'Dale Robinson is interesting. Romeo Dobbs. I'm good. I'm gonna go with who do I go here? Hunter Renfrow. He's always getting catches, but I think probably the better pick in this list here might actually be Wan'Dale Robinson. I just don't like anybody here. Honestly, this tier 8, I like more than any of these guys. KJ Osborne, maybe. But you know what? I'm going to go MV. This is the guy I want. I'm going to go Marquise Valdez Scantling. Homer pick. Now I've got my 2 tight ends, got my defense. Kickers have already started going. Better get in on that. Let's see who's available, actually. Tyler Higbee, I think, is a crazy value right there. I think he's going to have a really good year with the Rams. I think Stafford's feeling better. He's going to come back. He's going to look good. Don't want anything to do there. I like Michael Carter. I do like Michael. I like Gus. Go for a backup. Can always do more wide receivers, though. You think Gus? Go for the Gus bus? The Gus bus. I really like Roshan Johnson, but I'm gonna go Michael Carter. No, they said he was the 3 at the end of the season. This is where it always takes forever for me because it's like I'm just trying to hunt for value. I'll go CSAM. Oh, that was the end. I didn't even notice I had to get a kicker there. Let's see my draft. Oh, I got to sign up for my draft grade. I'm good. I'm really just kind of killing time now, trying to get I got the full show in. It wasn't even a short show. Got the full show in. I got the new dab rig charged up, ready to go. Never smoked a dab before. That'll be fun. Weed chat. Thanks for hanging out, Shannon. Always nice to have you on. You're a good compliment on this show. I thank anybody else who watched. Be a friend. Share. Like us on all the socials. Get the word out there. And we'll be back on Friday next week with hopefully the full crew. I know I don't have any crazy stuff going on soon. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to smoke a dab and I'm going to get violently high and then play video games on my Twitch, which is at RyanCap217. We'll play some Apex, maybe a little Zelda on there. Enjoy your sports this weekend if you got anything fun going on. No golf for me, unfortunately. Played some softball last night and that was fun. But, anyways, I'm just chatting now. I'm out. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. Again, be a friend, tell a friend. We out.